Everything you think you know about the T-Rex is wrong. Every movie, every documentary, every children's book, they all showed you the same animal, a giant stupid lizard that roared a lot and chased jeeps. But the real Tyrannosaurus Rex was something so much more terrifying than that. And scientists have discovered things in the last 10 years that completely destroyed the old image. Things about its brain, its vision, its bite, and its skin that would genuinely keep you awake at night if you understood what they meant. In the next 10 minutes, I am going to show you the real T-Rex, the one they did not tell you about, and I need to warn you right now, the real version is worse, much worse. Let us start with something that is going to shock you, because this single fact changes everything about how you should picture this animal. The T-Rex could see you before you could see it. For decades, movies showed the T-Rex as an animal with terrible vision. Jurassic Park told you that if you stood still, it could not see you. That is completely and absolutely false. In 2006, paleontologist Kent Stevens built a digital model of the T-Rex skull and mapped its eye sockets and visual fields. What he found was terrifying. The T-Rex had forward-facing eyes with a massive overlap in its binocular vision field. Its depth perception was better than a modern hawk, better than an eagle, better than any living bird of prey on Earth. Its binocular range was approximately 55 degrees, which gave it the ability to judge distances with pinpoint accuracy. And it gets worse. Based on the size of its eye sockets and the space for the optic lobe in its brain, the T-Rex could see objects clearly from up to 6 kilometers away. A human with perfect 20/20 vision struggles beyond 2 kilometers. The T-Rex did not have bad eyesight. It had the best eyesight of any large animal that has ever existed. But that is only the beginning, because what scientists found inside its skull is what really changed everything, and I will get to that in a moment. But first, let me tell you about the bite, because the numbers are almost impossible to believe. In 2012, researchers at the University of Liverpool used computer modeling and CT scans of T-Rex skulls to calculate its bite force. The result was 12,800 newtons at minimum. Some estimates go as high as 57,000 newtons. To put that in perspective, a lion bites at around 4,500 newtons. A saltwater crocodile, the strongest bite of any living animal, measures around 16,000 newtons. The T-Rex at its maximum estimate was 3.5 times stronger than the most powerful bite alive today. But raw force is only half the story. What made the T-Rex bite truly unique was its teeth. They were not thin and blade-like for slicing flesh like most theropod dinosaurs. They were thick, conical, and built like railroad spikes. Each tooth could be up to 30 centimeters long, including the root, and they were designed for one specific purpose: crushing bone, not cutting through it, not slicing past it. Crushing it. Pulverizing it, turning solid bone into fragments. Scientists have found fossilized T-Rex coprolites, and inside those coprolites they discovered pulverized bone fragments. The T-Rex was eating bone, digesting it, and extracting nutrients from it. No other large theropod could do this. The T-Rex did not just kill its prey, it consumed everything: meat, organs, bones, everything. Nothing was wasted, nothing was left behind. And this connects directly to what they found inside its skull. Now let me tell you about the brain, because this is the part that nobody talks about, and it might be the most terrifying detail of all. In 2023, a study led by neuroscientist Susanna Herculano Hausel at Vanderbilt University proposed something that sent shockwaves through the paleontology world. By analyzing the endocranial volume of T-Rex skulls and comparing the ratio to modern reptiles and birds, she estimated that the T-Rex may have had approximately 3 billion neurons in its forebrain. 3 billion. For context, a baboon has about 3 billion neurons. A capuchin monkey, which is famous for its intelligence and tool use, has about 1.5 billion. If this estimate is correct, the T-Rex was potentially as intelligent as a primate. Now, some paleontologists pushed back hard on this estimate. A counter study in 2024 argued that the neuron count was significantly overestimated and that the T-Rex brain was more consistent with large crocodilians than primates. The debate is ongoing and far from settled, but even the conservative estimates suggest the T-Rex was considerably smarter than we previously thought. And there is one piece of evidence that supports higher intelligence that nobody can argue with: the size of its olfactory bulbs. The part of the T-Rex brain dedicated to processing smell was enormous, proportionally larger than almost any other dinosaur. This means the T-Rex had one of the most powerful senses of smell of any animal that has ever walked the earth. It could track prey over vast distances using scent alone. Combine that with the best vision of any large land animal, and you have a predator that could see you from 6 kilometers away and smell you from even further. There was nowhere to hide. But here's where I need to tell you about the body, because Hollywood got this wrong too, and the truth is far more intimidating than what you saw in the movies. The T-Rex stood approximately 4 meters tall at the hip. It measured between 11 and 13 meters long from snout to tail, and it weighed between 8 and 14,000 kilograms depending on the individual. But those numbers alone do not capture what this animal looked like in real life. Recent analysis of muscle attachment points on T-Rex bones has revealed that this animal was far more muscular than old reconstructions showed. Its thighs were enormous, its neck was thick and heavily muscled, and its chest was deep and barrel-shaped, built to house massive lungs and a powerful heart. And speaking of its legs, the T-Rex could move faster than you think. For years, scientists debated whether the T-Rex could run. Older estimates suggested maybe 15 to 20 kilometers per hour. But more recent studies using advanced computer simulations and muscle volume analysis suggest the T-Rex could reach speeds of up to 27 to 32 kilometers per hour. That is faster than most humans can sprint. And here's the detail that makes it even more terrifying. The T-Rex had a special adaptation in its tail. Its caudofemoralis muscle connected its massive tail directly to its thigh bones. This meant its tail was not just for balance, it was an engine. Every step was powered by the largest muscle-to-bone connection of any bipedal animal that has ever existed. The tail pulled the legs back with extraordinary force, propelling the animal forward with each stride. You were not outrunning this animal. Now let me address the most controversial topic in modern T-Rex research, because this is something that genuinely divided the scientific community for over a decade. Feathers. Did the T-Rex have feathers? We know for a fact that many theropod dinosaurs closely related to the T-Rex had feathers. Yutyrannus, which lived about 60 million years before the T-Rex, was a large tyrannosaur relative covered in filamentous feathers. This led many scientists to propose that the T-Rex itself may have been feathered at least partially, but then in 2017, a study examined skin impressions from multiple T-Rex specimens and found scaly skin, not feathers, scales. The current scientific consensus is that the adult T-Rex was mostly or entirely covered in scales, with possibly some filamentous feathers in limited areas. But juvenile T-Rex may have been more heavily feathered, losing their feathers as they grew larger. The debate continues, but the image of a fully feathered fluffy T-Rex is almost certainly wrong. What you should picture is a massive, scaly, muscular animal with possibly some patchy filamentous covering. Not a lizard, not a bird, something in between, something uniquely terrifying. Now let me tell you about how the T-Rex grew up, because this reveals something about its life strategy that most people have never heard. A baby T-Rex was tiny, roughly the size of a small turkey when it hatched. It weighed maybe 1 to 2 kilograms, and it looked almost nothing like the adult. Juvenile T-Rex were slender, long-legged, possibly feathered, and they were fast, much faster than the adults. Scientists believe juvenile T-Rex occupied a completely different ecological niche than the adults. They were not mini versions of their parents hunting the same prey. They were essentially a different predator entirely, hunting small to medium-sized animals while the adults dominated the megafauna. This is called ontogenetic niche shifting, and the T-Rex is one of the most extreme examples ever documented. As the T-Rex grew, it went through an incredible growth spurt during its teenage years. Between the ages of 14 and 18, a T-Rex could gain over 2 kilograms per day. That is roughly 760 kilograms per year during peak growth. It went from a slender, fast-running juvenile to a bone-crushing 13-meter apex predator in just a few years. The maximum lifespan of a T-Rex was approximately 28 to 30 years. That might seem short, but this animal went from the size of a turkey to the most powerful land predator in the history of Earth in less than 2 decades. And during its adult years, between roughly 18 and 28, it was virtually unkillable. No other predator in its ecosystem could challenge a fully grown T-Rex. It was the undisputed ruler of late Cretaceous North America. The T-Rex lived from approximately 68 to 66 million years ago. Its reign lasted approximately 2 million years. It lived in what is now Western North America from Alberta, Canada, down to New Mexico and Texas. Its habitat included forested river valleys, coastal plains, and semi-tropical environments very different from the barren landscapes often shown in movies. And then 66 million years ago, an asteroid roughly 10 kilometers wide struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The Chicxulub impact released energy equivalent to 10 billion nuclear bombs. It triggered earthquakes, tsunamis, worldwide firestorms, and a nuclear winter that blocked sunlight for months or possibly years. The T-Rex, along with 75% of all life on Earth, was wiped out. But here's what makes that extinction so profound. The T-Rex did not go extinct because it was a failed design. It did not go extinct because it was too slow or too stupid or too specialized. It went extinct because a rock from space hit the planet at the worst possible moment. If that asteroid had arrived 10 million years earlier or 10 million years later or missed the Earth entirely, the T-Rex might still be here. And in a world where the T-Rex survived, nothing else would have had a chance. Not mammals, not primates, not humans. We exist because a rock ended the T-Rex. That is the real story they did not tell you. The T-Rex was not a clumsy movie monster. It was a hyper-intelligent, bone-crushing apex predator with the best eyesight of any large land animal, a sense of smell that could track you across a continent, a bite that could pulverize solid bone, and legs powered by the largest tail muscle engine in the history of life on Earth. It dominated its world completely for 2 million years, and the only thing that could stop it was the universe itself. If this video changed the way you see the T-Rex, share it with someone who still thinks it was just a big dumb lizard. Because the truth is, the Tyrannosaurus Rex was arguably the most perfectly designed predator that has ever existed on this planet, and we should be very grateful that asteroid showed up when it did. I will see you in the next one.